Okay.
I never met any of her friends. You know, she got along with all of us great. You know, and sometimes it's hard for new girls to come in the group because all the old girls are so
Established.
yeah, and they're, you know, judging the new girl on every turn, but they all seem to like her a lot because she was bubbly and, you know, fun to be around.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell me about her relationship with Doug?
I think it's just a pretty standard relationship. I mean, nothing really stands out. You know, they attended my wedding together.
I mean, did they have a, you said standard relationship?
Yeah, like
standard to use.
Well, you know, I mean, I'm sure that they have their ups and downs and their, you know, their fights about little things, and you know, they have a child together, so I'm sure that.
He recalled one moment she was truly angry. Pregnant, tired, and frustrated, she stormed out. That night stuck with him. It was the only time he saw her truly walk away from Doug.
You know, one probably thought they were doing more than the other, and vice versa, like that kind of stuff.
One did what?
You know, like one did more than the other, or
sure.
You know, like, you know, it's the second time you're doing laundry and you haven't done it once yet. You know, like stuff like that. I'm sure they have those, you know, faults that all relationships have. But
okay.
Other than that, I've never seen Doug mad at Nikki. I did see Nikki mad at Doug once. She actually left the house. This was probably like when she was maybe 2 or 3 months pregnant, and she was substitute teaching at the time. And me, Greg, and Doug came home and were loud down in the living room. And she came down and was like, "Really?" And then just turned around and stomped out the door. And that's when she still had her other apartment before she was like a full-time move-in with Doug. And she got in her car and left. That was the only time that I've seen either of them be mad at each other. I've never seen Doug mad at her, and I've seen her come down and be mad because, for good reason. I mean, we're being loud. She had to work, pregnant.
It was she had her apartment, so she drove to her apartment.
Mm-hmm. I think she lived right over here somewhere, like, or.
So never seen Doug mad at Nikki. Saw her mad once enough to leave because you guys were being jerks and loud and. Any domestic violence issues that you know of? Any physical violence? Any emotional, verbal abuse that you know of?
Maybe like a couple of years ago when he was dating that I think Becky. I don't remember what I think Mott is her last name. But she was a very aggressive person, and I think she had a history of crap too. But
okay, so was he violent towards her? Was she violent towards him?
I don't know. They used to fight a lot, you know. Like we'd go out to a tavern or something, and she would like go off the handle on him for something, and then other than that, I never saw any.
Was it her issue? Was it his issue? Was it a mutual issue between the two of them?
Probably mutual.
Doug's basement was freshly remodeled. He had runners near the ping pong table, but none seemed suspicious. Still, the detail lingered. What if something dark had happened down there?
That was so long ago, I don't remember even what they would have been arguing about, but she was kind of a real bitchy, snide kind of personality, and I don't know. It was either her way or the highway type deal.
I have horrific handwriting, so what I did is I just took some notes of what we talked about, and then I carried this iPad with me. Is it okay if I just throw down the things that we talked about on my iPad, make sure that I understood you correctly?
Sure.
Okay. I know it's may seem like it's a little timely, but under the circumstances, it's important. Would you agree with that?
Go ahead.
Do you have to be somewhere, or?
No, I was just gonna do some stuff today, but.
You would agree that maybe sacrificing a little bit of time, especially since today's Thursday, not like I'm stopping by during Memorial Weekend. which is coming up, so at least.
And I might as well make sure you do it right, you're not twisting it to
Right.
try to, you know.
And that is exactly the thing. What we put down here is basically what I'm gonna say you told me. So if I don't do that, then I'm just gonna have to go off my memory and stuff like that. We don't wanna do that. We wanna make sure that I get it right and you have an opportunity to look at it.
I get it.
So. Did Doug have any carpets that he laid on his on the floor in his garage by any chance?
No, not in the garage. He has two runners downstairs in his basement by his ping pong table, so he doesn't wear out the.
Okay. So he doesn't lay anything on the floor in the garage?
I don't think so. I don't think his car's leaking anything. I mean, he might have like an entry rug or something, but.
What was your phone number again?
920-227-8939.
If you want out of water or soda, let me know.
Okay.
There's a ping pong table in the basement?
There used to be, as of like a month or two ago, there was.
Sure. Do you remember how many runners were down there?
I think just one on each side.
100%.
You know, where the main pathway of the game would be played, you know, so this carpet doesn't get worn out. 'Cause he had just finished that basement a couple months ago. He was looking to eventually sell.
He hadn't been in the garage much. No rugs stood out. But unfinished thoughts circled. Did Doug cover something up? Or was it just clutter hiding nothing at all?
So describe these runners, carpets to me.
I think they're just excess carpet pieces that.
And are they like more square, rectangle?
I think they're rectangle. They maybe each one about 5 feet long, you know, width-wise, and or 5 feet in length, and maybe 4 feet in diameter, you know, in width.
So 4 by 5.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, just the end of the ping pong table, and then maybe, you know, 4 feet the standing room.
And there was 2 of them by the ping pong table?
Yeah, I believe so. I don't think they were the same type of carpet.
Oh, do you think they were different color, or?
And he might have, I haven't been down there for a while. He might have, you know, that might have just been when he finished it off, and then he was doing that for a couple of weeks and then got rid of them. I haven't played ping pong over there for some time.
And that was how long ago that you saw them?
I don't know the exacts, but maybe 3 months ago.
Okay. And you don't recall any rugs in there?
Actually, I haven't been over there a lot in the last 6 months because, you know, he's busy with the baby and.
But you don't recall any rugs in the garage?
No, I don't. I mean, maybe just like a runner rug, you know, before you go into the house.
Okay, so
Just
like a
kick
doormat?
Yeah, like a doormat or something like this, you know, or like a
square?
like a weather rug, you know, so
Okay.
yeah, square, so you kick your, you know, shoes off before you go in.
But no like lawn rug that you recall in the garage?
Not that I can recall, but I mean, it could be a possibility that, you know, he just had a bunch of work done in the basement where they recarpeted everything, and so I'm sure if he had any extra scraps, he might have.
The reason why I ask is a lot of times people, if they have if they have a nice car, a collector car, maybe they'll put the car up on rugs so they don't want it on the concrete, or if they have a leaky car or something like that, they'll put on either a rug or something to soak it up, or a cardboard or whatever. I'm just wondering if you remember anything like that.
I don't think so.
You know, some people are just completely, you know, and they must have it whether a car leaks or not, and they must have it on both sides. Sometimes they have one problem car, not the other.
I don't think he's like that,
Okay.
where he'd have like all that going on in his garage. No, to tell you the truth, I don't go in his garage very often.
Sure.
You know, if we smoke, we usually go out on the back deck or front porch.
As they wrapped up questions about carpets and garages, the real weight settled. This wasn't about flooring. It was about patterns, cover, and the spaces where truth gets buried.
Try to expedite, okay? I see you are looking at your watch.
Memories blurred, early pregnancy, the old apartment, missing details. Everything from that period felt distant, like a haze clouding what might have mattered most. She moved in, left her old apartment behind, but fragments of that transition still hung in the air. Sometimes it's in the mess of ordinary life where clues quietly hide.
Becky had a baby with Nikki, who is his live-in girlfriend, is that correct?
Yeah, it wasn't at the time when he was first dating her until maybe like the first month or so, I don't know, first month or so of her pregnancy, but she moved in shortly after. And she still had the other apartment for, I don't know how long, I don't know those specifics.
When asked about Doug and Becky, he hesitated. No bruises, no black eyes, but Becky, volatile and tense, wasn't the type to go quietly. Tension leaves scars even when unseen.
Do you think there was physical violence between Doug and Becky?
I don't know, possibly. Not that I can recall or can witness, but I know she was a wild cookie, that's for sure.
He never saw Doug hit anyone, but he had seen Doug hurt, bloody noses from bar fights. Violence was never far from the edge. It didn't need to be visible to leave a trace.
I'm pretty sure, I can remember how it all went down, but I think after they broke up, she was like coming back at him for, 'cause she lived there for a long time. She can't, wanting all her crap back, and just, she was just really unruly. I don't know. Other than that, I've never witnessed, you know, either of them hurting each other or, nobody ever had black eyes or scratches or anything like that.
Beneath his passion for sports lies a sharp, unpredictable edge. Not violent, but the way he speaks can leave people uneasy. Words that cut deeper than fists ever could.
I think she broke her ankle or something like that.
How did that happen?
She said that it was from stepping on her dog going down the stairs.
What does that have to do with violence?
No, I'm just saying, but I think that, you know, maybe people were thinking that, or I can't remember the whole circumstance I went down with it, but
Okay, should we...
I know there was something that went on between her and Doug, like, I'm not sure if one of them got a restraining order or something like that against each other, or
So do you think
if there was some small court claims or something, but
do you think the broken ankle happened as she described?
yeah,
By going over a dog? Or?
absolutely. That dog was horrible.
Okay.
It was constantly under her feet. It didn't like anybody else, any males. When they put it in the basement, it would scratch the doors. And
Did somebody ever claim or allege that it wasn't something to do with the dog?
no, not like formally. I think, you know, people just said jokes and stuff like that, but
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think there was a. I've never seen Doug hit anybody before. I've seen Doug get hit in the face by other guys and stuff, and like break his nose, and you know he has all the opportunity in the world and would never even act on it. You know, if there's ever time you had an opportunity to hit somebody back, it's when if the guy swings and breaks your nose, and I've never even seen him even swing back.
So you don't find him to be a violent person?
Not at all. He can be a prick. I mean, but I've never seen him get in a fight or seen him get in a fight, but I've never seen him fighting. Basically, put it more frankly, I guess.
What do you mean by being a prick?
Well, like, he's really into sports,
Mm-hmm.
so he can be a real asshole when it comes to like being a fan from an opposing team, stuff like that. Just kind of be a prick. I don't know. But not like violent, like physical violence, but like just verbally, like can be a prick to people or. That's about it.
A string of digits wasn't just a phone number. It marked a long connection, one that stretched back to teenage years, where fragments of the past might hide unspoken truths.
I think the word for it is a shit talker. Talks a lot of shit.
wanna look on your phone or your watch? I just wanna make sure I got the date correct. Friday would have been the 20th, right?
Yeah, I think so. 22nd was the 24th.
Today's the 26th if you wanna count back or just look it up.
Let's look it up. Phones are so smart.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Might
Friday
as well
was
keep it out, cause I might need to.
okay. Friday was the 20th.
Okay.
21st Saturday.
Yeah. And what's Doug's phone number?
920-621-0593. It's the only one I do have memorized.
Okay.
He's had it since he was 16.
Memories of jumping from thousands of